Hello there, it's GamerGhosts Dad from GamerGhosts. Welcome to the next part of our series on Intellivision Sundays.
Hi, Marms here. Welcome to Intellivision Sunday. Now, before we get into the next episode of Intellivision Sunday, and I turn things over to Ghost Gamer Dad, just want to remind folks that if you do not have experience taking apart an Intellivision or similar electronic devices and doing these kinds of modifications, it's probably best left to the professionals. There are multiple sources within the Intellivision community that are recommended of known modders who can help you out should you want to undertake a project like this. So let's turn things over to Ghost Gamer Dad and give him the wheel.
Okay, I think we're ready to go. Welcome back. While I was looking for my other video connections and hooking everything up, I found the gold disc that fell off. It just sticks with double stick tape. I actually ordered a new set of these. We'll get this looking as nice as we can. Get those controllers going because they are very nice controllers, and we'll talk more in the next stage when between them. But I think we're ready to go for our test recording, so we can do a before and after later at the end of the project. I have my AST-C Plus here, getting ready to turn on, and I configured it to go to channel 3. I've turned off any noise reduction so we can get a fair comparison, a nice clean signal. And we should have our static turn on here. Everyone remember static? I certainly don't miss it. I miss dial tones. I've always enjoyed the dial tones. And let's turn it on. And nothing. Okay, so that's a bit of a concern. Let me just think through the troubleshooting here. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. I'm going to actually hook up my diagnostic cart. But first, let me do a little trick. There it is. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, a number one issue with testing these older systems is the cartridge port. Sometimes you have to move things back and forth. You need to adjust the line, pull the cartridge in and out a little bit, just to make sure that the pen connectors are really connected well. I had that problem even when I had this console as a young man. You just have to sometimes adjust the cartridge to get it to work. So what we'll do is an extra step when we get everything taken apart. We'll make sure to clean those pins really well. And it's also good to clean your game cartridges really well if you can too. So let's get started. Let's see if we can get a game to go here. You can see the signal. Pretty good for RF, not too bad. I can see we've got all the colors showing here. Unfortunately, doesn't look like our controller is responding. So let me turn things off here and turn it back on again. Still nothing off screen. What I'm doing is just making sure that the controller connectors are in nice and secure. And gonna reset again. Now I'm going to unplug one of the controllers and see if we have any luck with one controller versus the other controller. So let's start with that. Give me just a moment here. Everyone loves the startup screen here. Let me switch the video so everyone can watch what I'm doing. So what I'm trying to do now is I'm going to isolate the controllers again and just try one of them to make sure that one works versus the other. So I'll try the one where we have the disc on first here. Kind of hidden back behind, and it is a tight connection. Let's start with that. No luck with the keypad, and typically it's a tap of the keypad to get started. Although there we have something happened there when we were pulling the connector out, so it toggled something at that point. This controller does seem to work. So this is our controller where the button is missing, and yeah, I love Astro Smash. And I love the side buttons on these controllers compared to the Intellivision 2. The design for the Intellivision 2 just had a very thick plastic that is not flexible. This has almost a membrane feeling, almost a flexible plastic on the side buttons, just like the Intellivision 1 controller does as well. So again, pretty good signal for RF. Not too bad. This is going to be a good capture for us to compare to. Let me pull this off. Enjoy some old school static and switch back to our other view here. I'm actually going to load up a diagnostic card from my back bit now. So turn this on, and it goes right into the comparison screen. So let's do diagnostic on this controller. Looks like player 2 is on port 1, so that's kind of interesting. But this we can see what happens here with this controller. So button 1 works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Clear. Enter 0. We have our 16 unique directions. Buttons on the side work. Left, right. Let's try connecting the second controller. And something is definitely up on this, either the controller or the controller port, because when we push one button, often we're getting multiple buttons. So either something is shorted out on the cable itself, or we're making connections. The membrane is causing multiple connections to happen at once. Either dirt or grime or something else is in there. But there's something up with this controller for sure. But what we'll really try to do is at least get one controller working really, really well, and kind of take it from there on what we'd like to do. So I think our next step, just after going through the test here, let me do some other tests as we walk through. And when we clean the cable for this, we'll really watch to see if we see any kinks or abrasions or anything that might show that the wires are exposed. We'll take a look at the wires on the inside. It could be that these have a very unique connector on the top compared to the other Intellivision models. It could be that there's something not connecting correctly there. But this controller 1 does work just fine. So let's go through some of the video tests here. Put it in full screen so you can watch the magic as it automatically goes through the different tests. Playing some sounds here, doing some color layering, some mode 2 graphic tests, and everything seems to be okay at this point. So the chips look okay. So I have no reason to find any burnt up components when we open things up on the inside. And we know at least we started with a working console, so that's the most important thing we have with this, is we can move forward knowing that we've got a stable base to work on, and anything I add to it, if it's not working after that, it'll be something that I've done and I can backtrace from that point forward. I think we've got everything set up now where we can take a pause before the next video. Thanks for joining, and join us next time on Intellivision Sundays with GamerGhosts Dad and Marlbsmann. Thank you.